This scene is such a powerful one for Jesus' resurrection and establishment of his church. Jesus tells us, he promises us, I will not leave you alone. I will be with you forever until the end of the age. But Jesus ascends to his Father in heaven. And so how does Jesus make good on that promise that he will be with us always until the end of the age? By establishing for us his body, the church, and the Eucharist, by which he is with us always until the end of the world. Obviously, each and every time we celebrate the Mass and consecrate the Eucharist, the body and blood, the soul and divinity of Jesus Christ, God is present. For every time you do this in memory of me, Jesus says, you proclaim my death and, of course, my resurrection and victory over death. But he also establishes his body, the church, to live in this world, and by which we are led also to heaven. As Christ, who is head of the body, ascends to heaven, so also the body ascends with him. And we who are members of that body ascend with the head. And so Jesus is here setting up some important components to the institution of the church that will be present in the world in a material way to lead us to heaven, to the church triumphant with the saints in that immaterial sense of things. And so what do we see? What do we see here? First of all, we see the boat. Peter goes out with his friends to fish, right? But they don't catch anything. It's at Jesus' command that they catch things. And then the net is so filled with fish, 153 to be exact, symbolizing all of the known nations of the world at the time. 153, a weird number, a weirdly specific number. It's because it was understood at the time that was the number of nations, the number of gentile that were in the world. I don't think that's the right way to say that, but the Gentiles, right, that were in the world at the time. And so that net captures all the world, right, attempting to bring it into the boat, which is the church, right, captained by Peter and worked by the apostles, so that bringing all of the fish into the boat, they might be one. And that net, even though it's stretching and straining against the vastness of the amount of fish that are caught, it doesn't break. Right? And it's not at the apostles' effort that they catch all of these fish, that they bring all of the nations into the church, but at Jesus' command. My friends, what are you doing? Oh, Jesus, we've been fishing all night. We haven't caught anything. Well, they didn't say Jesus. They didn't know it was him. Oh, stranger, we've been fishing all night and we haven't caught anything. Oh, well, let me help you. You do this thing here now. And they did it. And they caught the great number of fish. The evangelical work of Holy Mother Church to bring all people to Jesus is not a work of human endeavor. It's not a work of human effort. It is a work of Jesus Christ, who commands his church to do X, Y, and Z. Right? But in an important way, we also see in this scene Jesus' love for cooperation. Right? He's already on the shore. He's already got a fire. He's already got fish. The disciples are catching fish, but Jesus already has fish. He's already done some of the work, right? But he doesn't just say, come over here and I'll feed you. He says, come bring some of the fish you've caught and join it with the fish that I've caught, and we will have a breakfast together. It's a beautiful image that while Jesus is totally efficient, totally effective in his work, his evangelical work of drawing all people to himself, making them members of his body, he wants to use our participation. He wants to use our collaboration with him to contribute to the glory of redemption of humanity. He wants you and me to merit the glory of salvation, of being a savior with him. And then it's just so sweet, isn't it? They're out there sweating and hauling on this fish, and Jesus says, boys, come have breakfast. Right? Showing the kind of relationship that Jesus wants to have with the members of his church, particularly his priests. Fellas, boys, bros, come have breakfast. Let's just sit down and eat. Right? Bring some of the fish, let's eat. Now, this is also not just a symbol of the work of the church in the world. The boat is the church. Peter is in charge. The net is the evangelization. The fish are the people, and you're hauling it in, and Jesus is commanding. That's a beautiful allegory, a beautiful image of the church that Jesus is setting up for us. But it's not just that. Jesus is also doing a work of restoration here. A work of restoration. There's a charcoal fire to which Jesus calls Peter over. When was the last time that we know of that Peter was at a charcoal fire? Before the cock crows tonight, you will deny me, Peter, 3 times. Peter followed the beloved disciple, but he did not enter, for he did not know the owner of the house, but the beloved disciple did. So he went in and came and got Peter. And in the center of the courtyard was a charcoal fire around which all were gathering. And Peter sat down and was approached. You're not one of this man's disciples, are you? How do you say, no, I'm not in Spanish? No. No soy. You're not one of this man's disciples, are you? No soy. I saw you with him in the garden. No soy. You're a Galilean. Surely you're one of them. On the 3rd time, he was so mad, he cursed. I won't curse at you right now. But he swore. Used foul language. No soy. I'm not one of this man's disciples. Around a charcoal fire. And so here Jesus, bringing Peter back to that charcoal fire, where he denied Jesus 3 times, he gives Peter this beautiful opportunity. Peter, do you love me? See. Peter, do you love me? See. You know I do. Peter, do you love me? Again, the 3rd time, Peter loses his temper, right? The first time, Peter loses his temper and he swears. This time, Peter loses his temper and he says, Lord, you know all things. You know I love you. He's getting frustrated with Jesus. Why are you asking me 3 times? Peter doesn't understand that Jesus is restoring him from where he was when he fell, when he denied Jesus. He's restoring him. He's bringing him back. Why? Because Jesus prophesied to Peter. Remember when they were in the garden and Jesus said, you're going to leave me, Peter. You're going to run away. And Peter's like, no, I'm not going to run away. I'll die with you. I'll go to prison for you. I'm not going to deny you. And Jesus is like, yeah, you are going to deny me. It's okay. Right? But he said, your faith will be shaken, Peter. But once it is restored, you must strengthen your brothers. And so Jesus is restoring Peter here. In the same way that Peter fell, Jesus brings him back. In the same way that humanity falls, Jesus brings us to redemption, right? Brings us back around, brings Peter back around to restore him so that he can then do the work that God has for him to do, which is to strengthen the faith of his brothers. And that has always been the role of the Holy Pontiff, the successor of Peter, the Pope, to strengthen the faith of the people. To be the true fisherman who casts the net across the whole world at Jesus' command. To bring all the people into the boat so that no one is lost who does not want to be lost. And to bring them to the shore where Jesus is waiting. At a beautiful invitation. Like a friend. Like a father. Come, my friends. Have breakfast. You've done good work. Now come and enjoy the fruit of your labor.